What's going on, everybody? Back in some more NFL game previews and some NFL news. Um, the trade deadline, I believe, is this week. Actually, I believe it's today, Tuesday or Wednesday. I'm not 100% sure on that. But there have been some huge moves. We had Dwayne Brown being traded from the Houston Texans to the Seattle Seahawks for a 2019 second round pick and I believe a 2018 sixth rounder. Um, Also today, Jay Ajayi was traded from the Dolphins to the Eagles. That's a pretty good move for the Eagles. I believe the Eagles are one of the teams that they're 7-1, best record in the NFL, but they're still trying to make moves. I believe they're looking for a left tackle still after Jason Peters got hurt. Um, but yeah, this offense looks really good for the Eagles as we talk about them for a little bit. Um, they look really good. They look like the best team in the NFL. They're making moves. They're trying to continuously get better. They're trying to surround Carson Wentz with as many weapons as possible. Um, in other NFL news, Ezekiel Elliott's suspension is upheld. He will start serving a 6-game suspension this week, unless, of course, he goes to court again and has another appeal, which I obviously believe will happen. The one judge ruled in favor of the NFL based upon the fact that there was no irreparable harm. It's quite shocking. I believe the NFL is trying to cover up for what happened with Ray Rice and Josh Brown. I believe Ray Rice only got 2 games and Josh Brown, a kicker for the Giants, only got 1 game for over 20 domestic violence calls to his own wife. And we have actual proof with Ray Rice punching his girlfriend or wife in the elevator. So there is that. I'm a little biased because I am a Cowboys fan, but I think that the NFL fucked up a little bit here. Now jumping into our game preview here, we got the Cowboys and the Chiefs this week. It's a huge game for the Cowboys. No Zeke, as we know right now, as of Tuesday, no Zeke. I expect a running back by committee approach by them with Darren McFadden, Alfred Morris, and Rod Smith to handle the bulk of the carries, unless of course they trade for a running back. I saw a report earlier on Twitter that they were looking to seek a running back. If I had my money, I would look into trying to trade for Carlos Hyde, a 4th, 5th, or 6th rounder. Nothing more than that. That's a move that I would consider making. He's had a solid year. I think he would fit well behind this offensive line, considering that he fits more in this system than he does in Kyle Shanahan's system. So, huge game here I believe it's in Texas. Kansas City came off a win this week on Monday against the Broncos. A pretty good win. I didn't get to watch the game, but the Denver does not look very good right now, considering the start that they had. They need a quarterback. They need quarterback help. They need another receiver to go with Demaryius Thomas. That defense can't keep carrying you when your offense only scores 13 to 16 points a game. And the Cowboys coming off a win on Sunday against the Redskins in a ugly game that featured a lot of rain and some ugly football. So let's go ahead and jump into some key matchups in this matchup here. First off, we're going to go ahead and go right at one of the best tight ends here in the league in Travis Kelce, going up against anybody who tries to cover him. My guess is going to be Byron Jones. Byron Jones in his career has guarded or covered most of the best tight ends in the league. I believe the Cowboys played the Patriots a couple years ago. He held Gronk to like 2 catches. He's matched up with every single of the game's best tight ends, and he does a really good job because he's a big guy, he's physical, he's super athletic. So he's gonna have his hands full with Kelce. It's just gonna be trying to limit what he does. Kelce's a great tight end, great pass catching tight end, blocking tight end. Kansas City does a lot of things offensively where they move Kelce around the formation. So that's something to look out for. Our second matchup to look out for here is the Cowboys running game. So without Zeke, the offensive line has been opening up a lot of holes the past 2 weeks, 3 weeks, I guess you can say. They've opened up a lot of holes. They've opened up some good holes. They look like last year's edition of the offensive line. Jonathan Cooper has played really well as he's gotten to start the last couple games. The running game is clicking. However, the Dallas offensive line has had a couple of bad penalties that have brought back touchdowns. Going against the Kansas City defensive front that is ranked 28th against the run. This is a matchup that they have to win if they want to control this game. Even without Zeke, Alfred Morris is a more than capable runner as he's had 1,000-yard seasons in his career. I know he's not the same back that he was when he first started, but he's a capable back. Darren McFadden had a 1,000-yard season for the Cowboys in 2015 when Romo went down when they were 4-12. He's capable, and I think Rod Smith, honestly, in my eyes, is probably the best of those three guys. He played running back in college. Cowboys have shifted him around a couple times in this position. I would like to see personally Rod Smith get more carries. But yeah, the Cowboys have to attack this defensive front for the Chiefs because of that 28th run defense rank. This is a huge game for them, especially trying to keep pace with the Eagles. Even if I don't even know who the Eagles play, but we'll probably jump into a game with them this week. Trying to keep pace with them. They're 7-1. Trying to keep pace with the other teams that are in the hunt still. You have to keep going on with games. And our third and final key matchup is going to be Tyreek Hill matched up with any Dallas corner. The Dallas defense is a whole different defense when Sean Lee is in the game. I think they averagely allow 16 points a game and like 300 yards a game when Sean Lee is on the field. When Sean Lee is not on the field, they allow 35 points per game and close to 400 yards per game. Now, I'll say that those two games they allowed almost 400 yards, which are the Rams and the Packers, two of the best offenses in the NFL. So Tyreek Hill is a mismatch, I would say, in this game for Cowboys because of his speed, his ability to stretch the defense. I don't know who's going to be a matched up on him. My guess would be Orlando Scandrick. Maybe for the quickness, the shiftiness. But I know the Cowboys don't really play matchups on the outside because they like to run a lot of zone. You can't let Tyreek Hill get behind you. Otherwise, that's going to be a problem. Alex Smith has been throwing the ball really well, throwing it down the field. That's something that the Cowboys are going to have to watch out for. The Alex Smith and Tyreek Hill matchup here on defense because of how dominant Tyreek Hill is in the vertical passing game. So now jumping to our three reasons why each team will win this game. Let's go and start with the Cowboys. They're able to control the line of scrimmage with that run game. No matter who's running the ball, you have to be able to run the ball. Dak is really great in play action. So that works to their benefit. If they're able to run the ball in this 28th ranked defense against the run, you're going to be able to win this game. Even with a running back by committee approach, you can still win this game. You just have to control clock, keep them off the field for as long as, and get off the field on third down. That's just things that are just plain simple that you have to do. Number two, Dak has a very solid day. Dak and Dez have a very solid day. If Dez can have like 8 catches on 13 targets, over 100 yards and 2 touchdowns, let's say, I think Dallas will win this game. Marcus Peters is a great corner, but I think he's taking a step back this year. He hasn't looked like himself. He did have a good Monday night, though. He returned a fumble for a touchdown. Very, very solid day for him yesterday. But this is something that the Cowboys are going to have to work on, is getting Dez the ball in space, because that's when he's at his best with the ball in his hands. And the third reason is that this defense steps up. They stop the vertical passing game of the Chiefs. Slow down Kareem Hunt, I forget which one it is. Slow him down, keep him below 100 total scrimmage yards. You'll win this game. It is a home game for the Cowboys, I believe. So this is something that they're going to have to, control in this game is, that Chiefs offense. Now for the Chiefs, 3 reasons why they'll win this game is Tyreek Hill dominates the vertical passing game. He has over 150 yards and 2 touchdowns, or just a touchdown, 150 yards on 4 catches. Something that's not impossible, but it's definitely possible. In Rod Marinelli's cover 2 scheme, there are places where you can hit. He does like to sit in a lot of zone, and he relies mostly on his front 4 to get pressure. So for the Chiefs, it's just going to be attacking on the outsides and attacking the middle of the field with Travis Kelce as well. The second reason why I think the Chiefs can win this game is that their defense completely shuts down the Dallas running game. Take a look at that Denver game where Zeke only had 9 carries for 8 yards. If you can take away the Cowboys running game, you completely get them off the field, have short drives where they can't eat up clock. You have a chance to win this game. Especially without Zeke, it makes it tougher, I think, for the Cowboys to be able to get into a groove, especially when you're switching running backs in and out if you are going by the committee. So it's going to be tough. And the third and final reason why I think the Chiefs can win this game is going to be based upon Alex Smith's shoulders completely. I feel like the Cowboys can stop the run a little bit, so it's going to come down to Alex Smith throwing the ball, getting his guys open, throwing them open, things like that. He'll just have to just take his yards, take what the defense gives him type of stuff. because Rod Marinelli's defense preaches bend but don't break, so there's a lot of chances for underneath stuff. So my prediction for this game is that I believe that the Chiefs will win this game. I know the Chiefs have looked a little rocky the last couple weeks, and the Cowboys have looked a lot better than they have looked, especially in the running game. I just think the loss of Zeke is too much for the Cowboys to overcome, even with McFadden and Alfred Morris running the ball. I just feel like it's just too much to overcome in this game. You need that dominant guy. So, looking at this game, I think the Chiefs will win. I think that they'll win 24-21. I just feel like, Dak has a final drive, but he just can't get it done. And it leads to the Chiefs getting a victory in this game. So yeah, that'll move the Chiefs to 6-2, and the Cowboys will be 4-4, looking up at everybody else in front of them. So that's my prediction for this week. For this game, I have a couple more games to look at. We're gonna be talking about that. Other NFL news will be coming out this week, so when we get some more game previews, we'll start with that first. I'm probably gonna do a World Series game 6 and 7 if necessary, previewed later today. So we'll see how that goes. Thank you for watching, and I am out. Peace.